Good afternoon, Bhargav and Uday. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of December. Our production to our clients consisted of a total of 77 issues today, and I will be briefing you on the major issues of our developments.
Hey, Mithma, thank you. Let's move on to the major issues today, please.
Sure, Bhargav. In the East Asia Pacific, we covered a total of 42 issues. I'm covering the top two of the 42 developments. In Indonesia, demonstrations are scheduled to be held today and tomorrow over various labor issues. In Jakarta, the Labour Party will hold demonstrations in front of the Constitutional Court, the State Palace, and the US Embassy tomorrow. They will demand a ceasefire in the Palestinian and Israeli war and demand a plea to and will also plead to the United States not to veto the United Nations Security Council's decision. Additionally, the workers will protest at the Constitutional Court concerning the material and formal review of the Omnibus Law on Job Creation. They will urge the court to uphold their demands. In Bandung, labor unions will hold demonstrations in front of the Gedang Sate and the West Java Provincial Manpower and Transmigration Service Office today and tomorrow. The workers are demanding an increase in the minimum wage and regional minimum wage, which is at 8% now, to be increased to 15% for 2024. We covered this as the major development in the Southeast Asia Roundup today.
Thanks, Mithma. Yeah, these protests will likely be peaceful, but let's just keep clients updated on some of these issues as they're having a current protests on it. Thank you.
Sure thing, Uday. Moving on to Papua New Guinea, the Morobe Water Police are intensifying surveillance for piracy, drug trafficking, and other illegal activities as part of their 10-day Christmas operation. This is focused on ensuring public and passenger safety at sea. This operation is seeking to address the historical prevalence of illegal activities in coastal areas, focused on the Morobe province during the holiday season. While the police unit has adequate manpower and boats for this operation, logistics remain a challenge.
All right, thanks, Mithma. This would be an issue across the country as there normally is an increase in criminality during the holiday period, criminality and violence. So security forces will be stretched out. So let's make sure we are just on top of it and update clients as needed. Thanks.
Okay, they will continue to monitor this issue. In the South Asia region, we covered a total of 25 issues. I'm covering the top two of the 25 developments we covered today. In Pakistan, the Balok Yakjeti Council resumed their protest march from Turbat in Balochistan to Islamabad yesterday. Thousands of people have participated in the rally. The BYC will decide today whether to continue the march to Islamabad or conduct further demonstrations in town Shah Sharif if transportation is hindered by local authorities. The BYC had started this long march from Turbat 26 days ago, and this protest is against the alleged extrajudicial killing of 4 locals by the Counterterrorism Department on November 23rd. The protesters are demanding the release of missing persons in Balochistan and a formal action against the CTD. We covered this as the major development in the South Asia Roundup today.
Thank you. Please monitor these protests and update our clients based on their footprint in Balochistan, please. More such protests are likely before the elections next year. Thank you.
Okay, Bhargav will continue to monitor this issue. Moving on to India, the opposition alliance known as the Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, or India, announced a nationwide protest on December 22nd against the suspension of 141 members of parliament. This announcement was made following the 4th meeting of the INDIA bloc in New Delhi yesterday, where the 26 member parties had participated. Specific details of the protest are yet to be made public.
Yes, so the protests are were likely the moment the suspension happened, and we'll monitor and see if it actually gains steam. The opposition lacks leadership, and if they are not proactive enough, even the protest what they have called will fail, and this is unlikely to affect BJP's popularity ahead of the elections next year. Please monitor the situation on the ground.
Of course, Bhargav. Moving on to the EMEA region, we covered a total of 10 issues today. I'm covering the top three of these 10 developments. In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday announced that the army is proposing to mobilize 450,000 to 500,000 more Ukrainians into the armed forces. For this proposal to work, an additional 13.5 billion in US dollars would be required for the army's mobilization. In addition, President Zelensky expects Ukraine to produce around 1 million drones next year, boosting current production levels. We conveyed this to our clients via an advisory message today.
All right, thank you.
Moving on to France, the National Assembly passed a bill that toughens immigration laws for migrants yesterday. Following the announcement of the legislation, the La France Insoumise party held a demonstration against immigration restrictions at the Place des Invalides. We conveyed this to our clients via an advisory message today.
Thank you.
Uh, in terms of the Israel-Palestine conflict, several OSINT sources indicate that the US-led naval coalition force is preparing to launch military operations against the Houthis in Yemen. The Houthis maintain that they are ready to fight the coalition forces. A leading Norwegian shipping and logistics company, Wilhelmsen, has suspended its activities in the Red Sea. We conveyed this to our clients via an advisory message as well.
Yes, please monitor this. The Yemeni group is a veteran at managing a conflict with a coalition like they did with the Saudi-led coalition. But Yemen as a country is battered by prolonged civil war for the last 3 or 4 decades, and situation is likely to get worse. So I question if US will be effective in tackling this issue, but hopefully this can assure security in the region. Thank you.
Thank you for those insights, Bhargav. Do we have any more comments to add?
Nothing from my end. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.